In this week's Quick Hack series for the lower back, we are going to be focusing on a yoga pose that is somewhere between 5 to 10,000 years old. And you could probably get a few pointers for your household pet. So one of the all-time kind of traditional yoga poses is called the downward dog. And you'll see it anytime maybe your cat or dog gets up from lying down. They push their hindquarters back and really get a great old stretch. And of course, they're probably the most limber family members, so we might want to take a little bit of advice from what they do. Now, it doesn't mean that I want to have people on their hands and knees just pushing as far back as possible, but that's kind of where we're going. However, we're going to use a little bit of help in the form of this long rubber band. You may not have one of these at home, but I bet you have a bike shop in your neighborhood where you could go back to the maintenance room and knock on the door and ask if perhaps they have an old inner tube. And if you don't like the old ones, go ahead and purchase yourself a new one. And what I'm going to be doing with this band is I'm going to be putting it somewhere maybe about doorknob level, maybe a little bit higher. And on my stretch cage, it works really well with these handles on the side. And I've just cinched it one end through the other to kind of knot it against that handle. I'm going to take the rubber band and bring it overhead so that it rests right in the crease of my hips, just below the belt loop. And all I'm going to do is get myself down into that hand and foot position we call the downward facing dog. Instantly, most people are going to try and straighten out their legs, but instead, what we're going to try and do is keep those knees bent, because what we really want to focus on is getting the spine to lengthen, to kind of create a straight line between the tailbone and the wrists. So as you hold this, keep those knees bent and just work on pressing through the floor with your hands to try to create as much distance from those hands to the tailbone. And if over time you want to start to slowly work on straightening out those knees, by all means you can. Just watch out that you don't sacrifice the back's position in order to straighten out those knees. Of course, the rubber band is here to provide a little bit of traction, to pull you toward that wall, to encourage the hips to drive on back. And it takes a little bit of the work away from your shoulders. So give that a shot, and then walk around. See how your lower back feels after that.